All right. So, some of you have seen that little short that I made about turning my computer into a PlayStation 5, which we can just check this right here. So yeah, this is the thing that a lot of people have been asking me about, and oh, 1 second. That's really weird. I hear it in the background. Wow. Okay, there we go. It just took a second. Yeah, sometimes it'll do that where it does like loading library if you're booting it for the first time on startup. It'll do that. Dismiss all. But yeah, as you can see, it's totally legit. So it wasn't like fake or anything. You can maybe hear my mouse, or not mouse, but my keyboard clacking. So the way that I did this is first off, fucking close, you bitch. But so first off, if we go up here, you want to download an app called Playnite. So you want to download this. It might be Windows only. I'm not sure. Let's see, there's also GitHub for it. So if it's not just Windows, then if you go to releases, so there's, yeah, it might be Windows only. So if you have like Linux or Mac, I'm not entirely sure if this will be possible. But I have a Windows computer, so this is the only way that I know how to do this. So if you don't, then sorry. But yeah. So this is pretty much like a customizable Steam-esque client. If we load it up in desktop mode, nah, I don't give a shit. So yeah, if we load it up in desktop mode, you can see this is what it normally looks like. It looks pretty similar to Steam. And so before we get into the splash screen tutorial, first there's some things you want to set up if you want it to look exactly like mine. But this is fully customizable, so you can do whatever you want. If you don't want it to look like a PS5, you can make it look like an Xbox. So pretty much you can just go to this add-ons tab and you can just browse through full screen themes. And so the one that I use is called PS5-ish. This is the one. Pretty neat. But then of course you can look up, there's Xbox ones. So there's this one, which gives it kind of a 360. This is kind of like, no, this is more of an Xbox One look. There might be a 360 look. I'm not sure if there is one. Yeah, there might not be a 360 one. But of course, you can look through all of these. There might be one that is close enough. There's this one. There's also a Nintendo Switch one, which I personally didn't really like this one, so I didn't end up using it. But yeah, there's a lot of different ones. You can make it look like a Steam Deck if you want. Uh, there's this one, which looks really pretty, at least from the screenshots. Another PS5 one. This one's called Trailer Lovers, which looks pretty interesting. There's this one. So yeah, there's a lot of different themes you can select. In fact, there's a couple new ones since I last looked at it, but for the sake of this tutorial, the one that I used is this one. So this is PS5-ish, and pretty much when you select it, you just want to go into settings. Once you've downloaded the theme, you can just go into settings, I believe. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's here, and then you can go to advanced. No, not advanced. You know what? I think you actually have to set it within full screen mode. So yeah, let's just load up full screen now. Yes, I want to switch modes, please. And thank you. You son of a bitch. Yeah. This works with emulators as well. The ones that it works with are, well, all of the ones I have downloaded. So I can just quickly go through here. Sorry, these are a bunch of video files that I've yet to do anything with. I have an issue where I'll just record videos and then never do anything with them. But yeah, if we go to my emulators folder, so it works with Project 64. It works with Nintendo DS, which is the Desmu or whatever it's fucking called. Desmume. That's probably not how you pronounce it. MGBA. Fucking which one is this? Messen is another one that it works with. Although for most people, the ones they'd probably be most interested in for emulation purposes would be this one, which is a Nintendo Switch emulator, and it works extremely well. So this one's called Yuzu. This one is a Nintendo Wii emulator called Dolphin, and then we also have PS1, which is called DuckStation. And then there's for the PS2, I use PCSX2. This one works really well. RPCS3 for the PS3 works extremely well. And then there's Xenia for the Xbox 360, which I use specifically Xenia Canary. And then there's Zemu for the Xbox original, which I'm not gonna lie, Xbox emulation for some reason is just like way more difficult than PlayStation, and I don't know why. And I don't know why. But yeah, so it works with pretty much all of those like big emulators that people run. So yeah, you would pretty much just go into settings, and then you can go to visuals, and from here you can change the full screen theme. I have a couple different ones installed, but the one that I stick to is PS5-ish because it looks nice. So yeah. It's pretty much just a fully customizable Steam-esque client, and another thing that is great about Play Night, and when you first use Play Night, you will go through this process already, so I don't really need to make a tutorial on it. That is not how you spell Play Night. But yeah, so in here, you can set up your libraries when okay, fuck off. Stop trying to import games, please. I'll import them when I feel like it, damn it. But yeah, there's add-ons for libraries, which are pretty much, you can connect Battle.net, Epic, Google Play, because apparently there's actually now a Google Play PC client. You can connect it to your itch.io library. That's one of the coolest ones. And of course, your Steam library, so you can get all of your games on here, Pretty neat. And obviously, as I've already stated, it works with PlayStation, or it works with emulators as well. So you can get all your emulators in here, and when you add a game, all you have to do is just go to edit, and you can go to media, and you can set the icon, you can set the cover image and the background image and whatnot. It's really neat. It's really cool. That's why I started using it, is because I wanted something like this. And this was the first thing that popped up, and I was all like, hells yeah, brother. Fuck off and fuck off. So yeah, really, really neat client. So now let's get into the tutorial of how I made the little splash screen. So first off, I want to say shout out to Berendi Boy, but mainly shout out to Muhammad over here, because he's the one who actually originally made this. I just did a little bit of editing to make what I wanted. And then for the logo, I actually used Brendy
Tell
Boy's PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox combined logo over here. I just took a screenshot of this and then removed the background. And this looks sick. So yeah, shout out Brendy Boy for making the icon, and shout out Muhammad for pretty much teaching me how to do this. So first what you want to do is, if we open up Playnite real fast, so I can just do this, open in file location, and once again, open in file location. So you want to go to the Playnite install folder, which would be in your, users, your user, app data, local, and then Playnite. And then you want to add a folder called scripts. And then in this folder, I will have linked in the description a zip file you can download that will have all of this stuff in it. But you don't have to make this, since this will be in the zip file, but you just want to move all of these things into your scripts folder. Obviously, you can actually delete these splash screens if you want and make your own custom splash screen. But if you do make a custom splash screen, make sure that right here you put in that splash screen's location. So right now, the splash screen location is, of course, in scripts. It is this one right here. Yeah. So I made this splash screen myself in Premiere Pro. And of course, you can make your own if you want. And yeah, you pretty much just don't want to touch any of this except for this part right here. So pretty much what this does is, it's first off, it launches Playnite in full screen, but then it hides the Playnite splash screen. And then it uses ffplay.exe to play a 1920 by 1080 video file, and it plays this video file specifically. And then once the video file has finished playing, it automatically exits out of the video file, and you get Playnite in full screen. And now this is the part that wasn't in this tutorial. I had to figure this out myself. So first off, what you want to do is you want to right-click on the bat file once you've finished editing it to whatever specifications you want, and you want to click Create Shortcut, and then you can rename the shortcut to whatever you want and move it onto your desktop. Now, this is the part that requires a little bit of some fuckery. So as you can see, I have it pinned to my taskbar. However, you cannot pin it to the taskbar normally. You cannot pin bat files to the taskbar. As you can see, normally, once you've created this file, this is what you'll see. You'll see a little target thing right here, and this is what it will say. And as you can see, if I try to right-click and show more options, there's no option for pinning it to the taskbar right now. So what you want to do in order to pin a bat file to your taskbar is you want to go into Properties, and you want to go to this target location thing, and you just want to add in this right here. You want to add in C/Windows system32/cmd.exe/C. And I don't know why this works, but it does. And this just allows you to, as I've said, you can now pin it to the taskbar, and now it's on your taskbar. And in order to have the custom logo or icon, you have to go to Change Icon, and now you can add whatever icon you want. However, the file has to be a .ico file. So you can make a PNG file, like if you want to go to Canva, for instance, and make a file, you can. So, let's just go with this. So right here, we have this. Let's say I want this to be my logo. You obviously in Canva, you can't actually export it as an ICO file. However, you can export it as a PNG. And then you can go into here and do PNG to ICO. And you can use this website called Free Converter. You can choose a file. Put this in here. And it'll output it. It'll change your PNG into an ICO file. You can download it. Boom, you have your ICO file now. And if we go into right here, we can then go to Browse, go here, and I can now change the icon to that, apply, okay, and now it's changed. And we'd have to unpin that now. So when we unpin that, we can now pin this, and as you can see, the icon's been changed. Now I'm going to real fast change this back. Dear Lord Jesus, where was it again? Was it in here? No. Startups, that's where I put it. Yep. And as you can see, once again, it has to be an ICO file. So yeah. It can be an ICO, ICL, .exe, or .dll file. But yeah, it has to be one of those. But I would suggest just sticking to making an ICO file. So apply, boom, and now show more options, pin it to the taskbar, and there we go. And so, as I've explained already, all it does is this bat file runs a command line that opens up Playnite in full screen and plays a startup video that automatically closes when the startup video is finished playing. So if we open it up, it works. It plays my startup file that I created, and yeah, we then are here. So pretty neat. However, there are some other things that need to be done before we can say it's ready. There is one add-on that you absolutely must have, or some things might not work. And that is in generic. You want to find, dear God, I need to remember what it's called. Metadata. It's one of these, I think. Shit. What was it called? Yo, what? That's neat. Is it theme extras? No, it's right here. Extra metadata full screen mode helper. So yeah, you want to go into your generic, go back up to the ease. And yeah, so right here, you want to install extra metadata full screen mode helper. So yeah, you want to add this. If you don't, some things might not work the same as they do for me. But that's the only add-on that you need. Everything else is just up to personal opinion. I have a lot of different add-ons installed. I have a lot. There's also this one called Playnite Sounds, which allows you to have custom sounds if you want. I haven't fucked with it because the PlayStation 5-ish theme has its own sounds, so I don't know if trying to overwrite those sounds with my own custom sounds would break it or not. And I don't feel like breaking what isn't broken, you know? I don't feel like changing what isn't broken at the moment. So for the person who said, now give it Xbox sounds, I'm not going to do that. You can look into it if you want by using the Playnite Sounds add-on, but I personally will not be doing that because I don't feel like breaking anything right now. But yeah, that is, as far as I can think, that's all there is for this tutorial. Anything else is just, once again, it's personal opinion, what emulators you want to add, what games you want to add, and whatnot. So all of that would just be looking up the documentation on how this works and following that. It's pretty easy. I would say the most obnoxious thing is emulation, you know? Adding your emulators and emulated games can be kind of obnoxious to add, but that's the only thing that's, like, annoying. Everything else is pretty easy to figure out, pretty self-explanatory and whatnot. So yeah, with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.